Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Portal Revolution. Let's continue. So the last puzzle I really struggled with because I was just not really thinking the way it wanted me to think. I think we're probably close to maybe 10 to 15 puzzles left. At a certain level
Sky! Finally, we're back! We're getting pretty close to our goal. Don't die now.
So I guess this is the indication that we probably are closer to where we want to be. Well, let's see. First things first. So we probably need some paint for this water to matter, because the water's not really doing anything otherwise. And let's see, if I was to fling myself here, where'd I go? Whoops. Okay, I just want to stand on this platform for a second. I imagine I'm just shooting myself over in that direction first. And that worked perfectly. Which, yeah, it would be surprising if that hadn't worked perfectly. And we have blue color painted cubes. Which, that's a twist, I suppose. That we are going to fling a blue painted cube. Probably this direction would make the most sense. Yeah. Nope. We've got to fling it through the water. Which then probably means we need to catch it here. Which maybe means we've got it going in a full loop now, but it's clean. So then we just need to change this to blue to get it there. In all fairness, Portal 2, even though it is a really large game, didn't inherently exhaust all the things you could have done with the bouncing gel. Seriously. Just die by falling off the edge. And have to start the whole puzzle over again, although that won't be too much.
Sky! Finally, we're back! We're getting pretty close to our goal. Don't die now.
Okay, put one there, put one there. Click this button. Put one there. There we go. Put that there. Yeah, I know I'm repeating myself, but boy does it just feel weird to not have a proper antagonist. Anybody saying anything negative, which is funny because in any other puzzle game you're going to not need an antagonist, somebody making fun of you like GLaDOS, but that just feels like that was such a major part of Portal that it's odd to eliminate it. Okay. So how Now, do we keep this portal where it is and give myself enough height to jump myself through a section? This would be another point, certainly in the timeline, where it would have been nicer if we got into more offices and there was something interesting in the offices. That would be something I'd like to be ambitious about if I was going to make a portal mod, is have something surprising in the back rooms, in the office space areas. Portal 2 does a little bit of that, but there really isn't anything other than a lot of asset flipped desks and computers and things like that. Like, what you might do in a larger game is have more journals or logs where you could read. And certainly reading, well, as a way of having something to do and take a break from doing puzzles would make some sense. Okay. So I think this is crazy. That would be my guess as to how we are supposed to do this. I think I'm supposed to 100% walk here, and then what I'm going to do is put an orange portal here and a blue portal here. Then I'm going to jump that and then put a blue portal here, and now I am flinging myself in loops. And the move now is to put an orange portal here. And I totally missed where the orange portal was supposed to land, and the game just cheated for me and let me get through it anyways.
It's always refreshing to see chambers where the goal is to clean up the gels. Most of them encourage you to smear it all over the place, especially anywhere I can't reach.
This is funny that there's two diffusers back to back here. I wouldn't be surprised if this was some kind of VR experience. I mean, there really can't be too much of a twist. One of the other mods I played had like multiple endings where you could go left or right effectively to get a different ending at the very last second, but that was it. So really wouldn't call that.
We actually did it. Well, not yet, but we will have done it soon. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
That's, again, supposed to be a very cinematic scene, and yet they didn't really take the camera control away from me, so I was uncertain whether I was supposed to be following the personality cube, which I'm not sure he even gave us a name. If he said it, he didn't say it more than once. Yes, you don't get a lot of landmarks and trees, or you don't see any of that in the official Portal games, but seeing something in the far distance doesn't really change too much. All it tells you is that in this version of the world, plant life still exists. Let's see. Where do we go here? There's some weird rendering when we get far away from here as far as how that looks. And it does feel like there's just a danger that we would end up back in the facility sections where there would be less puzzles, which that doesn't work. You know, now it looks like we're definitely just walking through what looks like sewage water. It's probably just mud, if I was to guess. Maybe that would be about the funniest twist here is if it turned out the personality cube was just smarter at tricking people to solve puzzles than your average personality cube, and he just laughs at you for making you walk through mud. If anything, though, it seems more like he's... Is this door gonna shut behind me? No? This door did. If anything, though, it seems more like he's a just maintenance robot who, as such, is programmed to be obsessive about cleaning things. That would certainly have been revolutionary if the game was actually to clean and reset puzzles. You could certainly make a game where you're at a secondary facility and humans are just forced to reset the portal puzzles that they or clean up the areas. You could be set in the past where all the automation just doesn't exist. Although, if you...
Of course. And so close to the finish line, another chamber. Well, I don't see any way to help you here. You'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, you would probably be making something much closer to like Viscera Cleanup Crew, though, if you were going to make a game that was focused around cleaning up and resetting portals, going up to walls and painting them white with moon dust and resetting panels. Main chamber power breaker. Interesting. So, I think you just need a cube. But if there's no power on in this section, you can't get a cube. So I prematurely... Okay. It's a little bit more than what I thought. You have to have the portal set. You have to come back here. Have to press the button. Then come back over here. Turn off the power. You come over here. And I severely question how you would solve this puzzle for real. One would assume that the puzzle would have to have worked correctly. Okay. That opened up that door, not that door. That doesn't change too much. Just means I move the portal over here. Okay, I'm confused and I'm falling downward. Yeah, the door is higher up than I would have expected. And then are we just flinging ourselves to death? Yeah. Sort of, not yet. So we need a cube here. We have a cube over there. Okay. I think I get it. The trick is to keep the blue portal in spot. Turn off the power. Yeah. It's even easier than it seems. I thought that when the power was going to go off, this door was going to close, but nope. So then we'll just pick this up and drop down here. That is powered now. Turn the power back on. Okay, so now we just need to not walk through here and figure out which portal is where. We need to put a blue portal here to get back into the chamber. And then we can just put a blue portal here. And go ahead and just put an orange portal here. And that'll double fling us this way. Yeah, and this may be the last puzzle, or there may be 5 more. Like, kind of feels like there should be a countdown being mentioned here. Alright. There was a puzzle, a place in Portal 1 where we did this. I did not like it because of that factor, and definitely doesn't feel like they really have addressed that issue particularly well. I gave a little jump that time. Maybe that helped. Lights coming on. Feel like they'd be helpful, but still gotta figure out where you're going. Again, a little jump necessary. It just feels like there should be some new, like, security bots or something introduced in the back rooms here, or some ridiculous rules, keys, or something.
At least it's a good view. Life gets a bit claustrophobic down in the facility.
Interesting, you can knock this around a little bit, but you can't pick it up. Yeah. This is a new thing, certainly. Yeah. I could certainly see them playing a role and saying, well, you're the janitor, and as such, the janitor is required to clean up wet spots wherever it finds them, reset puzzles. I think we came from this direction. Nope, we just went full circle there. I don't see a portal surface down here though. It sure feels like that's what we were trying to do, but no, I guess we were just trying to squeeze our body through the square hole. But then, yeah, you could certainly have some comedy in that you have to find a broom and return it to a broom closet, or mop up an area, or do something fairly pedantic and silly to get into the next puzzle room and do a portal thing, and then eventually you would have some kind of combination where to get the broom to put in the broom closet you have to find it hanging somewhere very high and use the portal gun to reach it. says we're halfway there.
This isn't the last chamber. I'm going to assume you're doing this just to mess with me.
Let's see, 14 of 14 it says. Okay. Let's see what happens when we do that. These are, I think those jump plates were called aerial faith plates because you are so often not aware of where they're going to land you. Okay. That one. Give me a cube. Just a regular cube, not painted in anything. So then what is the next spot? By default, had I not caught that, it would have just continued to fling. Okay, let's press the button again and see what happens this time. See if this just breaks the glass or that gets it over to where I want to be. It's probably not where I want the cube to be, though. And how did I even get there? There is an interesting direct comparison you can certainly make in looking at puzzles like this, where this is exactly what they did not want in Portal 1 and Portal 2 when they were playtesting it to death and making sure people would get the concept and actually want to play this new kind of concept of a game. It would have been hard enough just to learn how portals work, although portals in games had existed before, but how they specifically work in this game. So they made the rooms incredibly empty with just bright white walls and nothing else happening. So that would turn off the aerial faith plate. Interesting. And that would turn off the shielded part. This is deadly water. So then the question just becomes, how can I fling myself? We'll see if I can jump through here, and then when I hit the ground I won't be able to do anything else. Yeah, the aerial faith plate here won't work. Put the power off. Which means we need to go turn the power back on. And then, guess we put the blue portal there, where it already is. We walk through here, move the blue portal here, fling ourselves here, fling ourselves here. And so we are good, with the slight exception that we wanted the portal here and we wanted the cube there. So how do we accomplish that goal? We need to turn the power off at some point to get the cube through this wall. Or we need to fling the cube over here. But how do we fling ourselves at all? I've been trying to figure out the meaning of the phrase revolution in this game. But one thing I can certainly say is I don't think turning the power off at certain spots is that revolutionary. It's something that could easily have been used once in any puzzle. Okay. So if the power was off, could I be up here to grab the cube? Or fling the cube? Or do anything with the cube? No, I don't think so. So I thought maybe the solution was going to be to turn the power off and then eject the cube, but that can't be the solution anyways, because it just won't work. It just will not happen. We could recursively go back now and turn the power off and put the cube on the aerial faceplate, I guess. Maybe that is the solution. Yeah. Let's see if that works. We're gonna put an orange cube, orange portal here, blue portal here, power off, take the cube with us. We are going to just put it down and assume that that's going to work. And then we need to move ourselves around a little bit. That there, and that there. And if this is correct, then the power should come on. It should shoot it that way, and then shoot it that way. And it should all work on that invisible track that makes physics work. And it landed directly on the button. So now our only move that we need to worry about is we just need to shoot ourselves, fling ourselves to the right place. And see, we needed to do that with the power on, so I needed to always fling myself on this side and the cube needed to be on the other side, because if I walked through here it would destroy the cubes. And no, it wouldn't destroy the cube, but it would destroy the portals. It's kind of a great example of a puzzle that, if you're thinking the right way, isn't that difficult, but if you're thinking the wrong way, I could see spending a lot of time on that, being very frustrated. I guess I probably am happy that they didn't try to have somebody bring in a Cave Johnson sound-alike and record more lines of Cave Johnson or GLaDOS. But certainly this personality core we're following is not anywhere as interesting. He just isn't saying anything. He hasn't had a single monologue in which he's talking about anything at all. Which, yeah, as a maintenance robot, maybe you could have him obsess about cleaning this a little bit more, or cleaning products. You could make him kind of ditzy and have him talking about his love for cleaning product 457B instead of cleaning product 432A. something nobody would actually care about other than a programmed cleaning robot. We didn't see a whole bunch of posters.
There she blows. This spire reaches from the bottommost parts of the facility all the way up to the surface. You certainly don't want to fall down that shaft. After you.
So yeah, this feels like this could just be GLaDOS once again. Although visually it's being depicted very differently. In the first game we saw GLaDOS in this just empty underground shaft that just seemed like it went forever. And in the second game we never really saw that much of an outside of where GLaDOS was. The general idea is GLaDOS couldn't and wouldn't move around. So if this is a fan recreation of the GLaDOS chamber, I'd be surprised that it's not very connected. We have seen stairways similar to this in Portal 2. We also didn't find any other Easter eggs. There was that one Laserdisc looking device that we put in, and maybe that was just a key to open a door. But I haven't seen anything else as far as extra things. Maybe some achievements for messing with the bird in a couple of places. Which I guess since we saw the bird, we know that there actually are birds and it isn't just... Well, it might be a robotic bird, but I would be surprised. Now, the weird thing here is I feel like we're probably just starting Chapter 5 at this point. And that would be the expectation, is that something weird would happen here. And that this wouldn't just be the end of the game. But it might be the end of the game. There has been weirdness in other Portal games, however, where you have a fairly big action boss fight at the end that they kind of have to struggle to make feel like it's a puzzle solution based boss fight. Otherwise, your boss fights are going to come off as feeling completely disconnected from the rest of the game. And Portal does it well enough, but it doesn't do it amazingly great. I don't feel like the boss fight at the end of Portal 1 and Portal 2 are anywhere as memorable as some of the actual puzzles are. Although, in fairness, all the puzzles kind of blend together. Also, so, like, while I love Portal 1 and Portal 2, I can't individually sing a praise for, like, Puzzle 1 versus Puzzle 2 or 3. The developers can with their developer commentary, but I've pretty much forgotten it all.
What a machine. Let's look for the input. Look for things that seem complicated.
Okay. So it looks like this may just be a puzzle in form in lieu of a boss fight. And it doesn't look like GLaDOS is happening here, so maybe our personality core is just taking over completely and this is the revolution. And maybe he'll just run Aperture Science for a while. We pretty much had determined that this, if this was going to be canonically in the timeline of Portal 1 and Portal 2, this has to be taking place in between the events of Portal 1 and Portal 2. and there's a wide gap of time at which that could occur. So there's just one big red button. Yep, which that's expected comedy, I would say. There's a lot of surfaces around here that I could put a portal on, but it may not matter. And that would be something maybe you would want to do in Portal 3 too, is just establish that you can put portal surfaces on places, but it may not matter that you can do that. You're not going to fling yourself to a new location or in some other way accomplish anything with it.
Wait, that's it? You just need to press a button? Well, that's kind of underwhelming. Whatever, it's powering up. You'll soon see what this beast is capable of. We need to run a series of checks. There should be a cube arriving near you any second.
So this looks to me like this is just a reactor of some sort. But maybe this is a reactor that... Interesting, here we have our...
Please put that into the specimen chamber on the left.
And it's beeping. A heart symbol companion cube. Okay. Let's go ahead and make a save. And look, there are the button prompts with Steam input. I swore I saw the button prompts before. This is very weird. Now, maybe the thing is that my mouse gets bumped because my mouse is just like next to me, and then that removes the button prompts. But even if my mouse was bumped, as soon as I move the cursor, when the button prompts want to show up, the button prompts are there. Interesting. Well, Steam input still needs some work, obviously. Now, I haven't played the Half-Life series, but I do know that there is a point in which they go to different dimensions, different worlds, alien things with some kind of like experimentation on generating energy. So it would be interesting, certainly, if you tried to have a Portal game set in one of those alternate pre-established dimensions. I can't even put it in the right chamber. I was thinking it would let me, but the door's not even open.
Okay, starting first test on an inanimate object. If all goes well, the cube will be teleported to the other chamber. Oh, please work. Starting first jump, now!
Again, the camera angle here is pretty bad. I mean,
it worked.
I just don't see.
It actually worked. That's very good. See, while low-tech devices like your handheld portal device need to place physical portals to achieve teleportation, this little guy can instantly swap any 2 volumes of space in the whole universe. We designed entire test chambers around not being able to shoot portals through walls, while this thing just bypasses our 3-dimensional plane. Anyway, let's recycle that cube. Gotta clean up after ourselves.
So once again, it's just forcing us, but the hearts are now kind of upside down, forcing us to get rid of the companion cube. So yeah, teleportation. Yes, that would be more revolutionary than the portal gun by a little bit, but I figured it would say something if I just kind of waited, and it saved the game, so feels like something's going to happen here.
I hate to break it to you, but there is one more test we need to pass. First comes inanimate, then animate. Please enter the specimen chamber.
So yeah, I'm going to be teleported, and either the game just ends there, or it's going to teleport me to, say, number 2. I see number 4. That means there's a 1 or 3. So there could be more more game, or this could just be it.
Sorry, but to start with the test, you'll have to temporarily resign as janitor. No worries, I'll rehire you after the test, but I need a registered test subject to continue. Good. We're almost there. Thank you for doing this for us. Well, time to put an end to the collapse. Let's rebuild the central core. Oh, right. You probably know her as GLaDOS. It's about time we bring her back, don't you think? That monster spread her parts all over the facility, even the parking lot. No way in hell I could get her back together without this machine. Time to start the test. See you on the other side.
I mean, is that really a big twist that he wants to put GLaDOS back together? He kind of made it obvious.
That's not good. What are you doing in there? Get out of there! I can't turn it off! You're back. Thought I lost you. I can fix this. I know I
So
can.
it
Just
teleported me to, like, different parts of the facility, it looks like.
It actually worked. I almost fixed it.
It looks like you can
I'll try to get you out of this spaceship.
walk.
Gotta be quick about this
Walk
before you
around.
leave again. Get ready.
So was I supposed to maybe shoot a portal somewhere? Chapter 5. So now we're in chapter 5. Okay, there is more game. The cutting room floor. We don't have our portal gun. It's just broken here. And we are way at the bottom of the facility, but it looks like we still are just at the bottom of the facility. And so we are going to, I imagine, just have to solve some puzzles completely portal free until we get a new portal gun. Interesting enough, I suppose, but also just that's not a big twist at all, that he wanted to use some kind of teleportation device to bring GLaDOS's parts back together and rebuild her. This inherently ignores the fact that there are at least 2 robots that can just walk around and pick up components and reassemble GLaDOS that way, which we see in the Portal 2 co-op, and you also see it at the new ending that they added once they had announced Portal 2 of Portal 1. Like, at the very end, right before the credits or right after the credits, you are being dragged by a robot from the parking lot. So yes, the personality cubes are on tracks and don't have arms and things like that, but there are at least 2 robots that do have arms and could pick up objects. But yeah, no big surprise there. It feels like we could easily finish the rest of this game without even dealing with the personality cube. And I don't know what he would really try to do anyways here, since he kind of betrayed you. Like, but then he'd try to just get you to help some more. This would have been a good start if your motivation was supposed to be you got betrayed and then you were really angry about it, and then you were going to create a revolution and take down Aperture Science even more than it already is taken down. But if that was the case, I don't know what you could really do to destroy Aperture Science anymore. What it really should have been, if we wanted a twist, and maybe there is just a fact that people are expecting twists in Portal games, is that the personality cube should have said he was taking you to the central core to blow up the facility so he can finally rest, because personality cores are not allowed to shut down themselves and commit suicide effectively. And so then you would have thought, oh, I'm blowing up this facility, this is a great idea. And then the twist would have been, surprise, this wasn't a sequence to blow up the facility, it was a sequence to activate a teleporter or rebuild GLaDOS. we may just see teleportation happening overall. And that would be revolutionary, but I just don't see how you can make a game around that idea. Anyways, let's not drag this out too long. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.